Hello, this is the first video in a brand new series on how to tune an entire chromatic harmonica, every single reed. And this is going to be a series where I go through the information slowly and in enough detail to help you to get through it. Our sample instrument will be a Reeds Lyra, which is this new wonderful harp that's on the market with aluminum comb and solid brass reeds that are silver plated and solid stainless steel mouthpiece, phosphor bronze reeds with a brighter tone than Suzuki, improved bumper design. You can see it. And this has the Kettlewell frictionless mouthpiece on it, which has the advantage of easy movement to new note hole positions, no saliva necessary for play, and it has a relaxed embouchure for the player. Your lips don't pucker, and a little better tone in some instances. So let's talk about, what are we going to learn in this series? Well, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is why somebody might want to tune their entire harmonica, every single reed. And then we're going to be learning how you can find out what pitch the reeds that you're working on are. What are the various reeds on the harp based on where they are? What do they do? Like, a lot of people don't know that all of the reeds that are visible on the top of the reed plate here, top and bottom, all those reeds are draw reeds, all of them. There's no blows there. The blows reside on the underside of the reed plate. Well, we need to know that when we're doing a retuning of an entire harp. So we're going to go over why someone might need it. We're going to learn how you can tell what pitch it's at now. We're going to talk a little bit about the pitches you can take them to. Then we're going to get into how you can change the pitch of a reed in an accurate manner. And of course, there's a procedure for the reeds on the outside of the reed plate that are easily accessible, and another methodology for the inside. And then final testing, and that'll complete the series. So a friend of mine I was talking with today said, you need to tell people this is not like beginner, repair or technical work. And I'd say, hey, I see a lot of people out there doing a lot of stuff that haven't done it before, and they do pretty well. As long as you know what to do, and you have the stuff that you need to do it, which is very minimal in this case, I think you can get through it. If nothing else, you'll learn how somebody else will tune your harp and maybe what you should be asking for. So let's go over now, what are some of the reasons that people have for wanting to retune their entire instrument? Well, one of them is that if you look at how the reeds are tuned, you'll find that they're not perfectly tuned from factory. They're within a tolerance typically. Some people find the variation acceptable and other people do not. Some people can hear pitch very, very clearly. Others don't. And then people are different levels of pickiness, just how picky you are, But you've probably noticed that when you play along with music on YouTube, or when you listen to like a record recording on YouTube, sometimes, gosh, they're a lot flatter than your instrument, or your instrument, may be flatter than what the recording is. Typically, record recordings will sound a little flatter. That's an issue. If you're playing with orchestra, you're probably going to want a little bit higher tuning, up at the 443 level. So that's something there. So application has something to do with it. I'll also mention that the way that you blow into your harmonica has a tremendous impact on how that pitch sounds. And, so I'll be demonstrating that for you a little later. If you don't hold things in your embouchure just right, you can make that pitch go down and you're not getting an accurate reading anymore. And then, of course, there's a certain amount of dropping of pitch that occurs in play, typically, even at professional level. So we'll talk about what that is, and that kind of impacts it too. It is worth mentioning that while you can bend notes on the harmonica, it is what's called a fixed pitch instrument, just like a piano. It's not a violin where you can twist the keys, and tune it before you play. It's not like that. There are other exacerbating facts that affect the pitch of a reed, such as when it ages, it'll start to go flat quite a bit and then it'll crack. So, but that's not the scope of this particular video series. So that at least is an introduction to this topic. And so here we go, and in the next video, we're going to be talking about location of the reeds, top and bottom of the reed plate, which is which, and we're going to talk about this form, and I'll explain it to you and show you how to set one up where you can actually record what your pitches are at present. There are two major steps in tuning an entire instrument. One is to figure out accurately what every pitch is now, and then to change the pitch to where you want it. So there's actions taken to record and test, and there's actions taken to change the pitch of the reed. So we'll be going through both of those. But as you can tell, I'm going slow. I'm going to try to make this easy and fun for you. Thanks for joining me on this series. I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoy the work.